Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Tanealyakimbeauty and this is Untitled Beauty. In this video, we're going to be doing a look and first impression of the new Glamlite Cupcake Palette. First of all, this packaging is everything. It is designed to look like an oven. This is the outer unicarton. So what you do is you open the top like that, and then you open the bottom, and then the inside is the palette sitting in the middle. This is just so super cute. And this is what the palette itself looks like. The little sprinkles on the top are kind of loose. It reminds me of the sprinkles that were in the ice cream palette that came out last summer. I absolutely love that palette. That is one of my end-all, be-all favorite palettes. I love it so much. This one is a red, purplish, pinky themed palette. This one kind of reminds me of Valentine's Day. This one launched, I think it was early mid-May when this one officially launched. I'm wondering if it was supposed to launch like closer to Valentine's Day, but got pushed back because of the pandemic. But I think it is an absolute beautiful color story. I did pre-film swatches and close-ups of the palette. Glamlite has one of the most beautiful eyeshadow formulas. They're an independent brand. One thing to note is when it comes to independent brands, I noticed that a lot of times they have very unique formulas, especially when it comes to their shimmers. The shimmer metallic formula from Glamlite, it is so beautiful. Smooth, creamy, foiled, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful on the eyelids. Their shimmer formula especially is one of my absolute favorites that I have ever used. I've done all of my base products except for blush and highlight, so I want to go ahead and do that first before I start working with the palette. For blush, I'm going to be using one of these Supershock formulas. This is Georgette. This is one of their newer ones. It's funny because one would think that I've used this formula before, but I have not. I've used the Supershock highlighter formula many times, but I've never used a Supershock blush. I know. Shocking. I cannot remember which collection this actually was a part of, but I will drop it up here so you guys can see. Of the entire collection, this was the only part that actually interests me at all. There was an eyeshadow palette. There was a couple of other blushes. I think there were some lippies. I have no idea, but this one was the only part of that collection that really interested me. Nice orangey red toned. I believe there's a little bit of a shimmer to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this to my face. I'm gonna use this brush from AOA Studios. It is the F20. I think this would be good for applying Supershock blush. I have never used one before, so this is my first time experimenting. So I'm going to take the brush and just kind of tap it in like so. And then we're going to start applying it to the cheek. I thought this color would be really pretty with this palette. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, and this brush is applying the formula very nicely. Yeah, I'm not having any problem at all with applying this. This was part of my last Colourpop haul. Like, I got 2 of the bigger palettes. I got 2 of the body foundations. I still haven't had a chance to try those out. Hopefully either this week or sometime next weekend I will get a chance to do those. So I definitely want to do a TikTok video with those. But this is a beautiful formula. The shade is really pretty. Definitely a good choice for this video. I'm going to highlight with this highlighter from Sheglam. It's called Call Me. It has a slight pinky peach tone to it. I'm still testing this one out. This is actually in my weekly makeup rotation. That video should have already gone up. I think that video was uploaded yesterday from the time that you're watching this video. I'm still testing it out, trying to decide if it's one that I want to keep in my collection or if it's something I'm going to want to declutter later on whenever I do my yearly declutters. It's a pretty highlight, but there's like, it's kind of glittery. And as you guys know, I'm not into really glittery highlights. So this one is still in debate about whether or not I'm going to keep it for the long run. All right, so now let's dive into this palette. I'm going to start off with this purplish shade right here called Confection. I lay that all over slightly into the crease, and then we will go from there. Glamlite has one of the smoothest, creamiest, just, I mean, effortless matte formula. It just blends without hardly any work. I'm just taking my brush here, and I'm like barely doing anything. And as you can see, the shadow is just blending out beautifully. This is my second Glamlite palette. The first one is that ice cream one. I've been waiting for them to launch something new, so when I saw this palette, you guys know I definitely had to get it. They just launched a new one. It's a collaboration. I cannot remember the name of the influencer that they collaborated with, but it is a beautiful palette. I'm thinking about picking that one up too. That one is a bigger palette. It's more colorful. Still into beige, but let me know what you guys think. If you would like to see that palette, you have to see me do a video for it, let me know down in the comments and I will go back and I will see if it's still in stock. If it is, and I will go ahead and order it, and then I will do a video for you guys so you can see what that palette is like. Now I'm going to take Super Moist. I'm going to put that into my crease. I don't know what it is about the word moist, but it always makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Moist was one of my son's, my 8-year-old, one of his vocabulary words, like kind of towards the middle of the school year. You know, when he was in school, he had to write sentences for spelling words and vocabulary words, and he asked me what the word moist meant. And I am sorry, but there was no way to define what the word moist means without feeling a little bit uncomfortable. The only words I can come up with were wet and juicy. And yeah, that just sounded all wrong. No matter how you define that word, it just sounds wrong. Oh, that is coming out so nicely. For the outer corner right here, I'm going to take Red Velvet. It's really beautiful, rich red shade. There was a little cupcake embossing in it, like I mentioned, or maybe I didn't mention it, but whenever I was doing my swatch, it just kind of rubbed away. But that was a cute little touch. That is a super bright, rich red. I'm wondering if it's an actual true red or if it's going to pull pink. It's the one thing about when it comes to reds. Sometimes in the palette, it looks like it's a super rich, bright red, but when you put it on, it pulls more pink. Okay, that is definitely red. That is not pink. I'm just going to kind of tap it in. I don't really want to blend too much because I don't want to blend the red away. I want it concentrated in this area. So I think I'm just going to focus more on tapping it into that corner more so than blending it out. That is a beautiful, beautiful red shade. And this one is super pigmented. I had to use my oil formula eye makeup remover to get it off of my arm because just using my regular cleanser, it was like staining. It was not wanting to come off. So just a note, this particular shade may stain your eyelids. I don't really have an issue with staining, but usually bright reds do tend to stain a little bit, so I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that just to be prepared just in case it does. I do not know what is happening, but for some reason on the left eye, I don't know if you can see that, I am having a little bit of patchiness. I know it's not the shadow. I think it has something to do with the way that I prepared my eyes beforehand. I'm not having an issue with the right eye at all, so I think it's just something to do with the concealer or something that's underneath on the left eye. But I'm just going to kind of play with that a little bit, see if I can fix that, and then we'll come back and we'll put on the shimmer. All right, I went on ahead and I took my little angled flat brush, this one right here, and I went on ahead and I laid some of the red cupcake shade or red velvet shade down on the outer corner. So let's go on ahead and dip into our shimmers. The one that's really calling my name is Dazzling, which is this deep, rich purple. So we're going to lay that right here on the lid, and then I may take one of these two and put it in the corner. I'm not sure yet, but let's go ahead and lay this one down. When I swatch this shade, oh my god, so smooth, so foiled and wet looking. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully I won't have to wet the brush or anything, and I'll be able to just lay it down on my eyelid without any issue. I'm using kind of a stiffer flat brush, so we'll see if this is going to work. I usually use a softer flat brush. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. It has more pink in it than I thought. Like, you can definitely see the purple, but there's also like flecks of pink in there. Do you see that? That is gorgeous. My word. And I'm just taking it and I'm tapping it on my lid, and also over the matte shadow that I laid down too. I don't know why I was having a difficult time with that red just on my left eye, but I would say sometimes, because I think it's because there's a little bit more looser skin on this side than there is on the right eye, that sometimes I do have a harder time with getting a shadow to lay down or blend right on the left eye versus the right. But we got it fixed and it looks good. That is a beautiful shadow. And I'm going to take this little pencil brush here and we're going to dip. I'm going to go into the lighter gold shade here, which is called Cream Cheese. I think that's what this is. Cream Cheese, yes. So I'm going to take this little pencil brush and I'm going to lay that in the inner corner. Maybe take a little bit down on the lower lash line. I will say this look came out a little more intense than what I was originally going for. I meant to go for a light touch of purple and red today, since I am like going to Walmart to do a little bit of shopping. Maybe the Dollar Tree as well. I hadn't planned on going so intense with this look, but it kind of got away from me a little bit, mainly because I was trying to fix that red on the outer corner. That was giving me a hard time on the left eye, but I do like overall the way this look has come out. It is really, really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna throw on my liner, my lashes, and my lips, and then we'll come back and we'll see the overall finished, completed look. The overall look is complete. What do you guys think? Like I said, the eyeshadow was a little more intense than what I was going for, but I do like the overall look. I lined my eyes using this pencil from Aurora. It is a black liner, ink liner pen. Definitely not one of my favorite formulas. This came out of a BoxyCharm box. Definitely not loving it. For my lower waterline, I use this NK pencil in white just to kind of brighten things up a little bit. For my lashes, I am using the AOA Studio 3D Faux Mink lashes. This is in the Haley style. I love these because they're shorter in the inner corner and then flare on the outside. That is my absolute favorite look where lashes is concerned. And for lips, I line using one of the Hocus Pocus liners from Colourpop. This is in Spinster Sisters, I think is what it's called. And then my lip color is from Kiko Milano. It is one of the Wonder Woman lip paints. This is shade number 5. It's a beautiful red that just has a slight bit of iridescent purple to it. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, so now let's talk about this palette. I loved it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This one I think could be a good replacement for the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. There are a lot of tones and shades in here that are similar to that one, and you can achieve similar, if I can speak, looks with this one. So if you're looking for something that could replace that palette, I think this is a potential contender. I really loved all the shades that I used in this palette, including the red. I did have a little bit of an issue on my left eye, but like I said, that was user error. That wasn't really the issue with the palette. I'm definitely looking forward to putting together some more looks with this. Like I said, it's very reminiscent to me of Valentine's Day. So this would have been beautiful to put together looks in February. But overall, beautiful palette. Loved it. I absolutely love Glamlite. Like I said, if you would like to see a review or looks with that newer palette that came out, let me know down in the description box. I will go on the website, see if it's still in stock, and if it is, then I will purchase it and we can make a video. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, and join my little family. And if you'd like to be notified of any videos that may be coming up in the future, just be sure to tap the notification bell down below. You'll be notified each and every time. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you are not already. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.